Hey there, Drawyah here, and welcome to my portion of this year's Dovetail Games Festive Royal 2022. Yes, back again, third year running for me, and of course, I find myself again in a Southeastern route, this time taking a look at the recent released Victoria to Dover plus Blackfriars line, came out about a month ago now, if that. So, our sub today, one Sierra 50, is a London Victoria to Dover Priory service, where we're picking up at Faversham and continuing rest of the way, stopping at Selling, Canterbury East, Bexbourne, Addersham, Aylsham, Snowdown, Shepherd's Well, Kinsey and Dover Priory, where this service terminates. So we'll jump a cab, set train up and prepare ourselves for our departures today. I must say I've been quite busy here at Faversham, as it would be indeed. So, let's set train up. We need to make sure that we are in forward. Make sure we do that, make sure the master key is set. Train in forward, clear the AWS. Sets the marker lights to daytime. Train brakes are set. We should be departing in approximately... So we depart at 16:58. So I think we're a tad behind schedule, but hey ho, could be worse. Yeah, so 1050 service from London Victoria to Faversham. Sorry, we're at Faversham now. London Victoria to Dover Priory. We've got about 9 stops ahead of us today, and about 45 minutes to do it in. As ever, of course, we're using ThirdRails Map, which is the little map on my lower right over here. ThirdRails Map, free to download, third-party tool, just lets you track all your train sim routes and save them online. Kind of like a logbook for your train journeys. Worth a download, free to download, so why not? So, next stop we'll be Selling, then all stops to Dover Priory. Restart brakes. About power 3 into the train. Now should nice and gently start the train forward. Steady departure route. 375 coming on the other side. In terms of routes, so I say this is the recently released Dovetail Games Victoria to Dover plus Blackfriars run. Came out about a month ago, if that. I've got to say, the level of detail throughout, certainly one of the nice ones this platform has to offer. Everything from the scenery, the buildings, the foliage, just the whole sim, the route looks really, really good. I did a run recently heading into... where did I go to? I went from... I was just outside of London, headed up in towards Blackfriars. I did a run kind of outside London to Blackfriars, and even just kind of there, looking at the route's scenery. I mean, as you guys know, I travel a lot around the UK, and being a Londoner, I do quite a lot of passenger runs out in Southeastern and Southwest trains, so it's quite a network that I am quite used to. Okay, it really is it's a grand little scenario, this. And the 465, the network, of course, being one of my favourite trains in the UK. And the 4659, so this is the new version network that we now have in Train Simulator. We did have the original 4652, which came with the older Train Sim World Southeastern routes. This is based off of the model on Train Sim World, and it just looks that bit better. I mean, the cockpit modelling looks fantastic, especially high resolution for textures. It just looks better, feels better, and just overall, it's a grand recreation to train in real life. Very shortly, we'll be slowing down to stop at our first station at Selling. So arriving at Selling at... So our best arrival time is 17:04:25. At the moment, we're looking to arrive just on time, which is always good. And if yes, of course, your networker has got your classic horn built in. I say, I really like these networkers. I've got a 465, actually a 466 technically, horn model on my shelf right now, just in front of me. My 166s, my 165s, 166s, 365s, 465s and 466s. My favourite rail stock in the UK. Although it's a shame that the 365 got retired by Great Northern last year, although I believe it's the East Kent Railway. Someone check that on the comment. It's the East Kent Railway that actually saved one of the old trains as well. Not for running, I'm afraid. It's going to be converted to like a restaurant and classrooms for schools to use for railway knowledge, but better than scrap heap, I guess. Yeah, the old happy trains. The actual Smile, by the way, the 365s, an air vent. So the original trains network didn't have an air vent for the drive cab, which made it very stuffy to drive. So essentially, they've just added the ventilation to improve driver comfort. Start applying our brakes, and slowly move into a halt at first station. In fact, as we stop at Selling, let me have a look at the station as well, because again, leather detail in these newer train sim routes, phenomenal. You go back to some of the older routes in train sim, it's a case of they had an asset pack, and they stuck to an asset pack wholeheartedly. There's no way you can get anything extra on top of what you got. With these new routes, it just means so much more room for extra bits of detail. It just really, really works. Like custom platforms, custom footbridges, buildings, it just looks phenomenal. Discrete add a waypoint. This is a station Selling. So another thing I quite like doing actually with the ThirdRails map is I just let a little note where the stations are when we stop. Doesn't actually affect it anyway, but it's just nice to note things down, get it all in detail. So, train doors are closed. Apply power. Next station, Canterbury East. So, as we start to accelerate from Selling, we use about throttle notch 3 for this. I need to use the full 4th position until we get to speed, really. And next station for us will be to Canterbury East, and really on this line it's only about 4 or 5 minutes give or take between stops. So for the most part you are serving regional stations in this part of the southeast of England and Kent, which isn't the most unpopulated area of the country either. We've got quite a few communities down this way, so these trains, southeastern trains, do pretty much form the backbone for communities down here. As the speed is going to drop down to 55 very shortly, so we don't need to accelerate too much further beyond what we're at right now. A couple of short times coming up as well, and then drop down to 40 very shortly as well. Going back to what I did last October, because as you guys know, some of you guys may know, so for those who follow me on Instagram and other social medias, you know that last year I did a lot of travel around the UK. So I went up to Scotland, went out to like, the Outer Hebrides and the Shetland Islands, went around Northern Ireland a bit, went to Wales, went to Cornwall, went to the other cities. So I did a lot of travelling in the UK last year. Channel Islands, of course, which is kind of the UK but not the UK. Did a lot of travel in the UK, so oh gosh, it's a bit for a tiny little bit. Minus 242 for 800 points. Oh my word. Unforgiving route this. Gee. I'm not going that fast. Here's 3,000. Gosh. Well, that's my score route for this run. Unforgiving. 4,000 for that. It's a sacking right there. Sorry. That score just threw me off. I was saying, yeah, did a lot of travel in the UK last year, and so one that I did one day was I started off at London Victoria, took a train out to, so I started off at Sheppey, from Sheppey went down to Faversham, then just went all the way around the coast of the UK, southeast coast of the UK, through Dover Priory, through, I started Broadstairs to Dover to Folkestone, walked down to the Folkestone Harbour train station, of course, well that's preserved there, and then went back up to St Pancras on high speed. And I gotta say, I mean, certainly one of the things about the UK and just kind of running on the train is the fact that you can just sit back, relax, got the whole country going on the left and right hand side. And just looking back at the passenger view, just sitting back, relaxing. There's all your passenger back. It's just I've always enjoyed train travel. Ever since I was Weetle, it's just always enjoyed riding train. Regardless of where you're going to. I might have a friend out in South London, so I used to ride commuter trains out of there as well. A lot of odd journeys around taking the old British. Well, it wasn't really British Rails back then. I'm not quite that old, I'm afraid. But certainly back in the days of National Rail, you never know when things may change Great British Railway too. Because I, of course, work in National Rail myself. Work at a railway station. I'm not going to say which one, but yeah, I've always enjoyed railway. Fair enough. A lot of people know me by aviation and train sim, that kind of, on my flight sim and all that kind of stuff. But for me, trains have always been that kind of one step I never really fell away from. Making very good time for Canterbury actually. It was about 30 seconds or so early on my arrival. Chatham just to our south as well. As the two lines start to converge from another. So I remember what's paying attention for the whistle boards. So speed increase up to 90, down to 70 again very shortly. You do get a lot of that in the UK as well regionally. You get a lot of speed limit signs that kind of just go up. 200 metres later, back down again. Like you put a sign there, not going to get much acceleration out of it. Again, using the thing at the bottom there, so down to 70 very shortly, down to 40 miles after that. Welcome to Southeast region of the UK. Yeah, Cockerel Plain. It's a very beautiful bit of the country, and again, just the scenery in the sim as well. Just kind of look out the window, see what goes to the side. Definitely apply some braking for this one because I'm not going to lose any more points over what I've already lost. Not that minus 4,164 is any way near recoverable for a scenario. That is, I'm afraid, long gone. But hey, we're here for the moment. Whatever moment's left that is. Alright, very shortly we'll be arriving at our next station, which is Canterbury East. Canterbury is the main station in the city. Canterbury's getting a few services kind of locally off of that. That's down to 40. I'm going to merge with the, I believe it's the Southeastern Main Line I'm merging with now, which is the line that comes out of Canterbury West. And that line comes up from Orpington, which would be a Charing Cross and Cannon Street service. Mainly Charing Cross. Cannon Street gets a few departures on Southeastern, kind of towards the outskirts of Southeast, but mainly Charing Cross. And of course Blackfriars. Blackfriars is actually the Southeast. Technically, on a technical level, Southeastern is Blackfriars is Southeast Station, but operationally it's mainly Thameslink. I mean, you get one service or so every 2 hours out of Blackfriars from Southeastern, but for the most part, if you go to Blackfriars, it's all Thameslink, because Blackfriars is a Thameslink station. That being said, I believe it's not Southeastern. Back when Connex used to operate trains at the Southeastern, so Connex being the predecessor for the Southeastern and Southern and a few other railways as well down South England. Yeah, and I'm sure those who live in South England will know Connex and shudder to the name. They actually have their headquarters at Blackfriars Station. I mean, this was back when Thameslink was known as First Capital Connect. So this was back when First operated the company. Going way back now, about 10-15 years now. Yes, First Capital Connect operated the company and ran that alongside Great Northern. Southern, I believe, was a separate TOC at that time, since merged now to form GTR. Yeah, so they used to headquarter out of Blackfriars, but then they changed with the introduction of Southeastern. I believe it's now at London Bridge. Well, not London Bridge, but kind of that little bit outside London Bridge where all the fancy offices are. We missed the 4-star forecast stock marker, but we'll just push the fix tonight because why not? That'll do. Right, hit the brakes. Very good progress so far. I'll just mark it on the old map. Canterbury East. While we're here, just going to look down from the signal box while it's like I say, it's a beautiful old route, this Victoria Dover line. Well worth a look. Well worth a look. Total Kent magazine, living the Kentish dream. I like that. Yes, big. Doesn't say what kind of big, but big. Experience luxury. Book test drive today. No, that's a classic train sim advert. That's the old well, it's an old Range Rover model you can see, but that's an old advert. Some modern Southeastern poster, just the branding removed, I see. Very good. So you can see they put a lot of work into these stations, Dovetail Games. They put a lot of work into them. They do look great. It really shows. It really does show. Right, next station is Beckersbourne. Beckersbourne. I'm afraid we're not going to get much out of the way of points there. We did get 100 points for a good stop, but we still got another 4,064 to recover. I'm afraid these two have just missed their train. Sorry, next one's in about an hour, I think, on this line. The next station is, well, Beckersbourne. So it's Beckersbourne, Addism, Aylsham, Snowdown, Shepherdswell, Kinsley, and Dover Priory. Yes, the one bit of the southeastern routes that I cannot pronounce any of the names for stations. Ooh, and a tilt here, another thing I'll point out. So you see that the third rail kind of jumps from left to right throughout the route. That is down to train consist of tilts. So as the train goes into turns, it tilts slightly. And fair enough, the 465 isn't actually a tilty train, such as like the 395 Pendolino, sorry, 390 Pendolino, 395 is the South Speed train. Sorry, we went too fast there. Punch that severely. Yeah, so not the 390 Pendolino or the does the 395 tilt? I don't think it does. I'm trying to think of another tilt train in the UK. There aren't actually many, I must admit. And yeah, trains still tilt regardless because that's just how anti-gravity works and kind of train its force left to right. And so what Third Rail does is it kind of switches sides. So depending on how or which direction the train will tilt, the line will change sides to ensure that there's a strong connection from the Third Rail shoe to the train. So if I can kind of get a view of the Third Rail shoe, there you go. So that's what's the little bit down here is kind of connected to the bogie. Just a little metal device that just runs alongside Third Rail. And so depending on the way the train tilts, that will change side on the cant's turn. So that's why the Third Rail changes side as the trains tilt. Of course, the stations, the best way is to have that Third Rail as far as the platform as possible, which will be down the middle. But at turns where it needs to move, something that the other railway designers have got in mind. Next spawn coming up very shortly, so we'll start slowing down for that. We're about 11 miles into our run so far. We're about 20 kilometres from Faversham, so making good progress. Albeit still a little while to go till we arrive. 15, I'd say actually 20 minutes or so until we get to the Dover Priory. 20 minutes to our destination, so actually we're not doing too bad time at the moment. You can see, so between Aylsham and Snowdown, about 2 minutes. Snowdown to Shepherdswell, that's about a 4-minute journey. About 3 minutes between Addism and Aylsham, so yeah, they're coming quite close between stations at the moment. They got a new goal in mind as well. Can we try and beat minus 5,000 points? As in, not go beyond that. Because I'm sorry, but I mean, even that speed I did right there, that's about 300 points minus. How we managed minus 4,000 on the little bit just coming out of Canterbury East was mental. Sorry, I was hoping for a better scoring round this, but obviously not. When it comes to the end of the route, I have looked through the drop down of all the penalties. And we'll compare that penalty to the rest of them because that's like, whoa, was I going that fast? There you go. When it comes to the forced car stop marker now, I'm going to shoot that slightly because my braking is terrible. It will do. It will do. Back spawn. Since this station out used to have an original short platform, at some point got extended. So it's got concrete pillars and a concrete floor holding it all in place. Old platform, new platform, old platform, new platform. Mainly stuff you'll see on Thameslink station these days, so I know that Mill Hill Broadway was that. Actually, I remember actually going through Mill Hill Broadway and actually upgrading the station itself, so going from kind of 8 car length to 12 car length. There's quite an obvious difference there between where the old platform used to be, where the new one ended up. And actually, I remember going through Hazen Hunter as well. When I read that one for the Crossrail Elizabeth Purple line, that was when I was going. I was going from Paddington to not Southall. I was going to Maidenhead. I was going to Maidenhead for an event, and yeah, I remember the train stopped at Hazen Harlington. And look, there's loads of diggers on the other platform because we were running on the fast line all the way, which was very unusual at the time. So we actually stopped at platform 1, very rare. Yeah, so stopped at platform 1, and you just look out, there's loads of workmen, loads of diggers, and they just extended the platform to fit the new Crossrail trains. For about 20 or so minutes now, making good old progress. Studio has increased to 90 now, and that should stick for the majority of the service now. So at this point, it's 90 miles per hour all the way through to Dover Priory. There'll be a few moments to slow down, but it's actually not enough to drag service out anymore than it needs to do. There's about 3 minutes between us and Addisham, and again, it's going to get shorter and shorter. So looking at one again, 5 minutes to Shepherd's Well to Kinsey, 4 slow down to Shepherd's Well, 2 Aylsham slow downs. That's a very quick shot. Last stop, so Kinsey to Dover Priory, that's 5 minutes. The 465 either has a top speed of, there you go, 75 miles per hour. So at this point, really, it's a case of just stick it, throttle position 4, max out the train, and see how fast it can go from there. So we are going, what, 76.1. Made out of the fact that this is a very flat bit of track, slightly downhill, ever so slightly downhill, but it's downhill as we get closer to the coast. Start applying some brakes. Start slowing down for our next stop. Right, so you already see the next 2 stops on the old radar there, Addisham straight down to Aylsham. As for approaching stations, you're looking at about 30 miles per hour as you enter, and that's confirmed to me by a person who now drives trains for a living. Well, still in training as of about a week ago. They're brand new to the mix, but in the old training centre, one little price to kind of drive in the old proper big train sims, and yeah, fair play to him. Asked all technical questions. And all the basics of how train driving works. So you approach about 34 miles per hour, 2030, going through, at least approaching the yellow signal. Roll gently to the stop marker. We are nice and early, of course, so no need to really force the braking. There we go, welcome to Addisham. See what was originally an old railway freight yard, or potentially an old railway repair yard. That definitely not a train building. See where train would have invented at some point in the past. So we depart at 23. Nope. 25. Probably just double check from the actual route. Here they go. So departing 1024, 26, 27, 29, 29, 32, 33, 37, 38, and then 42, and then 44. Don't need to accelerate too much. Next station just around the corner from us. That's exactly 1 mile away from us. I wonder, what is the shortest distance between two national rail stations? That's one I'd like for you guys to throw up. What is the shortest distance between two national rail stations in the UK? I mean, this is certainly going to be up there. 1 mile. I'm trying to think. Actually, no, sorry. There'll be a lot of shorter stations. I mean, the two Canterburys aren't too far away. There's, in fact, I know Jeff Marshall did that, didn't he? Like the shortest train service, the shortest day of the year. It wasn't Stourbridge. That's going to annoy me now. You guys in the chat, you're in command. What is the shortest distance between two stations in the UK? I'm afraid I'm too busy driving. And as you guys know, can't text and drive. And I presume operating the train, a little more than just driving. Again, go back to the scenery I was talking about earlier on. Still, some of the most beautiful train sim scenery I've seen in a long time. And at Dovetail Games, it looks absolutely fantastic. This the foliage, the trees, the scenery. You want to have the ground mesh kind of digs into the ground where the station sits. Just fits together so nicely. It's grand. It's grand. So ourselves on the road bridge. There you go. I've even got details outside the station. There you go. So you got some signage there. So free access via South Grove, platform 1 for trains to London. Not quite sure if this is step routes, I'm afraid. No, ignore that. Sorry, yeah, down there. There you go. Down the ramp and station. There you go. So free access through the gate and now trains towards London. On the other side, on the other hand, no, accessibility not quite there yet. Again, talk about accessibility at UK railway stations. So that has been an ongoing topic for quite a bit of time now. The problem with the British Rail network is that a lot of the railway lines are now 150, some areas now come like 200 years old, looking at Manchester to Liverpool. The problem is, back then, accessibility wasn't quite in the forefront of everyone's minds. As a result, a lot of the old rail networks don't quite hit the modern standards. A lot of improvements, especially with new stations were being built, accessibility definitely comes a lot more into mind. Hence, you have the accessible car on the 465 on Southeastern, marked by a little bit of magenta stripe. And just marks where the disabled toilets are, where the floor is kind of open up for passengers as well. It's kind of where it all sits together. On a high-speed train, a 395 Javelin, if you look at the front of the train, there's like a little, on one side it's smooth where the nose is, and the other side a little bit of a knobbly, bobbly bit on the base where the nose is. If you've got a little bump with the yellow marking on it, that's the accessible carriage. if it doesn't have the marking, then that's like accessible carriage, so that's how you know I'm truly 9.5. And then the other Southeast trains, magenta line, just kind of marks on the doors. Not sure about the new ones though, the 707s, so they're not Southeastern, aren't they? Well, they are going Southeastern. I think Southwest Trains are now keeping 7 of them or something like that. They're just throwing a few curveballs there, but yeah, I believe those are also now in Southeastern. Well, they followed the Javelin Blue scheme. Those ones I'm not too sure about the where it all is. I must admit, I've not actually been on 707 yet. I have been on 707 Southwest Trains, not been on a Southeastern one just yet. Not sure. Whoops! Hit the emergency brake step accident. No. Whoopsie. Oh, he's not losing any points for it. That's for sure. Right. Snow down. I just realised I never actually had a point of interest for hang on, let me just stop the follow mode 2 seconds. Faversham, never had a point of interest. Can I still add it? No. How do I add a point of interest? Forgotten. No! I've missed it. We've ruined it for everyone. Point of interest. Can you just add a point of interest manually? No, I think that's long gone. No, look at the menu. I've missed it. Oh well, I've missed one. Not the end of the world for me, is it? Next station, Shepherd's Well. Approaching 375. So we've got a little more of a stretch now between here and next station. By stretch I mean about 4 minutes, but it's not quite as shortcut as it has been the last couple of stops just gone. Speed does increase to 90 as well. Should stay that way for the remainder of our run. I'll just set our camera at the next bridge coming up. Actually, let's do the railway crossing. Go on then. Sorry, mattress. Mattress? What's that doing there? Right, let's start slowing down. Shepherd's Well. Like Shepherd's Bush, just a lot more rural. An odd siding on the left hand side there. Don't think that's been used in a long time. Well, in third round actually. There's an odd freight siding at some points. So it's still connected, or is that long gone from the main line? I wouldn't be surprised that's just kind of like desolate tracks been left there since the line got disconnected. Because you look around the scenery, there's obviously been quite a few old lines at some points in the past. In fact, with a branch coming off of it, Shepherd's Well not being a junction on the South East network, it's not anymore. So yeah, Shepherd's Well definitely appears to be a EKR, East Kent Railway. That's the one. Yeah, so East Kent Railway, they're the recipient of the 365. Converting it into a classroom and other stuff. So yeah, the line's still connected there. So if they ever get delivery new trains, it can just be added. But there you go, East Kent Railway. Nice to spot them on the way in. Go, forecast stop marker. Just about. There you go, so Shepherd's Well, right here for East Kent Railway. Eastern Railway, actually one that I want to do at some point. It's a rail that I'd love to visit and actually ride on. I don't know what their opening dates are, but try and find where they are. They should be... okay, so there. Yeah, so here's where the actual station is. No track anymore, that's a shame. There, so yeah, presumes the line is here. Obviously, it is disconnected from the main line. Has potentially been for quite some time. But yeah, nice little detail added there. Before I forget, point of interest. Next stop is our penultimate stop, Kearney, sorry. And Kearney, head to our final stop, it's Dover Priory. Not about station Dover Priory, a little bit away from the city centre. There, I believe there was an original Dover station as well, in the city centre, which was a terminating stop, but that closed a couple of years ago. Well, more than a couple of years ago, that closed for a beaching cut time. But yeah, there was a second Dover Priory station, which is a central Dover station. Priory survived, still runs regular services, actually as a terminating point for Southeastern. Although to actually get to city centre, it's a long old trek down the hill that. What did I do in Dover? I got off the train, spent about an hour and a bit in the city. I think for the most part I ended up going, well, I went to Kex, that's for sure. And bought a couple of odd games. That's it really, didn't go much towards the harbour. Because Folkestone was kind of my main next big destination to stop off at when I got there. Spent about 2-3 hours in Folkestone, and that was after a whole day of travel. So started off with Sheppey, spent an hour at Sheppey, then went to Sheppey, Broadstairs, somewhere else I can't remember, Dover, Folkestone. Did I go Margate? I went through Margate. I never alighted at Margate, but I definitely went through it. I've done Margate a couple of times with family. Had no great time to used to live there better a couple of years ago. And once again, the scenery in this route. And don't forget, this engine now, Train Simulator, going back to the old days of rail work, has been going on for almost 20 years now? Gosh! 2000, what year's Railworks? Hey Google, what year did Railworks 2 release? Okay, Google. Fair enough. Hasn't helped you there. Yeah, Railworks 2. So I've got 2006 in my head, but I don't think it was quite that early. Railworks 2. 2009. Sorry, not 2006. 2009. So 12 years, 13 years essentially going on for now. 13 years since its first iteration. As for the short distance between stations, on the Underground it's between Leicester Square and Covent Garden. And it is, so it's Stourbridge Junction to Stourbridge Town, which is sort of strange in the UK. So it was Stourbridge. I wasn't wrong there. It was Stourbridge. So shortest distance on National Rail is Stourbridge. On the Underground, it's Leicester Square. Right, now approaching Kearney. I've got to say, actually, driving train sim nowadays compared to a couple of years ago, it's definitely changed changed a lot for me, because I remember back when it's in first release and I had just Great Western back then. That was what you had back in the day. Great Western Railway, you had American routes, I think that was Sherman Hill, was it? And I can't remember the German one it came with. Gisney for renewal, very nice. Yeah, so back then you only had Great Western. So you had the 166, the high-speed train as it was known back then. 943 was just a high-speed train. And sorry. Just gonna think about that. But fair enough. Again, go back to what I was saying. For an engine that's now been running 13, 14 years, the reflections on that just does look grand. It's no AAA title graphics, but you've got to appreciate Dovetail Games. They've done a lot for this engine to keep it running this long. Yeah, your route's still backwards compatible, still kicking in. It is grand. It is grand. Yeah, the physics of driving trains back then just felt... The door's not closed yet, sorry. Ooh, sorry. Oh, the brakes again. I might even get back down below the 4,000 point marker there, gosh. We have fought back the points. I was going to say, yeah, I mean, the physics back then, so much better. Driving your Great Western routes, you drive from Oxford towards Reading, and there's no stops on the way, and it's just like a long and almost boring drive. Like, man, the fact that I'm kind of now sitting here driving 45 minutes between two stations, stopping all stops on the way, not missing anything majorly, just... gosh, I've been doing this sim now... So is it 2009 I've been doing train sim. 13 years of driving virtual trains. I'm still here enjoying it. Like slight flight sim. I'm doing flight sim now for what, 15 years? Still enjoying every second of it. And I don't get what entices me to do train sim like this. Like a simulator, it's not exactly the most exciting genre of getting out there, but no matter what, I keep coming back. Like I played Grand Theft Auto, never really went back. I've enjoyed Watch Dogs, but Watch Dogs Legion needs to complete at some point. But again, I've not really been drawn back into it. Rocket League, I enjoyed a bit of Rocket League. FIFA, last FIFA I actually bought was FIFA 13. Since then, I just stuck to the demos. But yeah, I've got to say, nothing's really drawn me back as much as an odd simulator has. Down to 55. Ooh, so there we go. It's an aspect actually. Got some braking. Potentially going to a hot very shortly. Let's bring it down to about 30 miles per hour. Be very close on next signal aspects. I'm not due at Dover Priory until 42, so we are on time. Potentially just kind of warning us then that we are coming to a halt very shortly. We'll be ready to go Dover. That's down 50 miles per hour. I don't think Dover's so much a terminating platform, but certainly we kill the speed there as we approach. I do not want to be setting off any trip clocks again, that's for sure. Going back to the last time I was on the festival around there. Came in a little bit too fast into Orpington. Ended up setting the trip clock off and stopping a little bit short. Okay, back up to a Drawyah aspects now, so we can increase speed if we want to. Probably not, given that the limits are down to 30 very shortly anyway. It's another one. Up to 50, straight down to 30 again. Welcome to Kent's speed signalling. Yeah, what can I say? It is grand. Cool. Have a challenge. You can get up to 50 miles per hour and down to 30 again without speeding. That'd be a tricky one. So that's why we're slowing down. We're now running wrong way onto the platform. So yeah, we are terminating Dover. Therefore, we are going to run into platform number 2, I believe this is. Yeah, sorry, platform 3. He's trying to occupy his platform 1 at the moment. Sorry, 4. Dover, 4 platforms, right? Yes, I'm not going crazy. Or is it 3? I can't remember. 4, there we go. 4 platforms. Oh no! It's down to 15 early enough. Well, there goes. Oh, we've hit 5,000. Oh, calamity. 6,000. Oh no! I said this route was unforgiving for its speeding points there, and my word, we've been royally punished. Alright, let's bring it to a halt. Can't wait to see the final score of this one. Can't wait. Yeah, welcome to Dover Priory again. Another grand recreation. Does look just like this Dover Priory. Your main ticket office is all in the middle. You've got your side exit for when the ticket office is closed. You've got a pub outside, which leads you on towards the main road. Follow the path. There's Dover Castle in the background. Very nice. There's your petrol station. And if you kind of go down towards the city centre, go out, not that way, kind of go out that way, and then you hit Kex. Then from there, we'll have some second-hand games. Well done, driver. You've arrived on time and given the passengers plenty of time to change trains, time to put your feet up and have a cup of tea. Not with this score, I'm afraid. I'm not. Not with this score. Let's just add it to the map and let's press close. Come on. It's not punishing me! 3197, I'll take that. That's a gold star. Oh, sorry. Ah. No, sorry. You scored 0. Hang on. Let's have a look. 104, 149, sorry, not 50. 49, 700 from Faversham to Dover. Chatham Main Line, Victoria to Dover plus Ramsgate. Yes, punish for Sweden there. Minus 936. Yeah, that was our biggest penalty for how long were we speeding there? So 53 and 40 zone, 39 points times 24. Yeah, that's definitely the most punishing route. Speeds that. Hey, what can I say? Really enjoyed that. So yeah, that is the Chatham Main Line, London Victoria to Dover and Ramsgate plus Blackfriars. That was the Southeastern 465/9, and that was from Faversham at Dover Priory in Train Simulator 22. Once again, thank you very much, Dovetail Games, for having me on board. If you wish to check along what I do as well, so I made you flight sims on YouTube, do train sim of course as well, do a bit of Odyssey, do just overall general simulators. I'm Drawyah on YouTube, so DRAWYAH Drawyah, and I do streams every Wednesdays, Saturdays and Sundays, and some weekdays depending on what comes out as well. Yeah, apart from that, thank you very much for having me, and let's continue on the show, shall we? Take care, thank you very much, and have a good one. Bye bye.